Good. Oh, there we go. What's up, everybody, man? Welcome to episode 6 of the Fade Hour. This is me, your host. I'm Maul. I go by Brews and Boxing by the way of Ringside Rave. Right now, I'm just drinking on a milk stout from a local brewery here in Atlantic Beach, Florida. I'm gonna go ahead and kick it to Newzz. He's gonna introduce himself. Then my man Smoke. Then my man Pat. Then Rez. Then we're gonna jump into this Joshua and Povetkin fight.
What up, y'all? Y'all already know what it is, man. It's your boy Newzz representing that Ringside Rave all day. Y'all know what it is with me, man. Turned up as usual already. Ready to turn up. Let's get to it.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Smoke. Free Smoke Boxing, by the way, of Ringside Rave. I got Evil Twin Brewing, double IPA, 9%, and Birthday Cake, 26% in the pipe. What's good?
Yo, what's good? It's Pat Scorpion, the New England representative, and my system is full of mocha porters, and then of course some Hennessy because I'll get into why I had 2 seconds. Yes, sir.
Hey y'all, I'm Rez. I'm the European connection here. I'm from Hungary, and I just came from the pub where we watched the fight. So yeah, I'm pretty faded too, and it's pretty fucking late.
Yeah, boy.
What up?
Let's go. Oh, I forgot to tell everybody. Y'all already know, man. Got the Supreme OG on deck. Never leaves my side. Got the Ciroc in the freezer. I ain't pour it yet, but I will be pouring that during this conversation. I'm ready to get to it.
Pour it up.
All right, yeah. Before we even get into the fight, hey, Newzz, one right quick, man. Let the listeners know where they can find us at.
Oh man, y'all can find us at Ringside Rave. We on Twitter. You can follow us at Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Podomatic. You can follow us there. If you got iTunes, you can follow us there. Pretty much anywhere you got social media, you can follow us, man. If you see us in the street, you can follow us. You know what I mean? You see that Raven on the shirt coming soon. I ain't gonna speak too much on that. I'm just gonna say coming soon.
All right, y'all, man. Listen, we know why we're here. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua just took one step closer to a showdown with everybody, like we waiting on with Deontay Wilder, with a little tough scrap with Povetkin. Let's start it off with my man Pat. He gonna introduce himself. That's the AJ fan. Go, Pat.
Go.
So, yeah, as everyone knows, I am the Femi fan. Because that's how it goes. Fellow Niger supports other Niger. So Niger no they carry last. So, yeah, man. As I said before this fight, I said this fight could be a possible trap fight. I mean, when motherfuckers was like, "Oh no, Povetkin, will easily be knocked out," I was like, "No, this motherfucker is crafty as a motherfucker." You know what I'm saying? So, and this was giving me feelings of a trap fight. I was like, if Femi is not on point, this could be on some shit right now. So I wasn't talking all that much. Although I did believe Femi would be the victor. The top gun. You know what I'm saying? So in the first round of that fight, seeing Povetkin's crafty ass broke the man's nose, I was like, here we go again. This is I could just hear some of these motherfuckers telling me some shit. Ha ha ha! Femi got his nose broke.
Pat having nightmares in real life.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But then, like I said, it was a tough fight because Povetkin is a crafty old. We don't know if he was roided out or not. I mean, we'll just assume that he probably was until proven innocent. And he was making the effort of it. But he wore down. I mean, he got cut by a short, compact punch by a right hand, and he was leaking, so he's probably not seeing too. He wasn't seeing too well. And then in the 7th round, my man was like, okay, he's diminished enough. So he had to drop the bomb on him. He had to drop that Nigerian hammer. You know what I'm saying? He had to summon up. He had to summon up the inner okra soup and fufu that was in his system. Had to put him away. You know what I'm saying? Because fufu was greater than vodka, motherfucker. So that's what happened. And so it was the right hand.
I don't know what that means.
Right. We got Wakanda Pat out here in full glory mode.
Yeah.
Pat is on 18 now.
And it was great too. Like that right hand that sometimes I was like, oh shit.
He didn't even stop talking.
No.
Why do we need to stop talking? This is my time, motherfuckers. You got your time, shit. Let me talk. So,
talk to him, Pat.
He got up. I was like, okay, Povetkin, he got up. He might be a little cleary-eyed, I think. And then, it turns out he wasn't. Femi
that boy got bushed.
Femi bushed him. And unfortunately, the referee stopped it before, Femi was able, to turn out the man's lights, but he still fell anyways because, it was just too much.
But his corner also, yeah.
It was big victory, big victory, and I was happy, and I had a couple of shots of the Hennessy, celebration because I'm as a boxer fan, I like to celebrate when people I support win. So it's
got you.
So it was so necessary. And now, of course, we wait.
Well, hold on, wait. Don't go there.
Hold on. Now we wait. So, yes.
Right. Okay. And what about since you spoke up, Smoke? You give us your thoughts on the fight, and also how did you have it scored prior to the KO?
So AJ looked a little bit. I don't even know the words that you would put to it. At first, he looked unprepared. I guess he was boxing with his left hand all the way down, and it was like he was trying to bait. He was trying to bait Povetkin in, but I thought AJ was losing on the cards before the 6th and 7th round. But he ended up coming back and, finishing in Supreme style. I will say that for anyone that is going to look at boxing Anthony Joshua in the future, they need to be more wary of their defense because Povetkin was taking some risks that ended up with him getting knocked out. Yeah. And it was crazy because he was pretty much controlling the fight until he got cut. And then it went steep decline. So, it was nice to see Anthony Joshua totally turn things around in 1.5 rounds and then close the show. But just as when his United States counterpart Deontay Wilder does the same thing.
No, see, wait. Hold
on, wait
a minute.
No, I'm just saying it opens up more questions about his actual boxing ability.
That's something we'll touch on that. We'll pause. We'll touch on that a little bit later. Newzz, go ahead. Be my guest. Go ahead, man.
All I gotta say about the fight is just the same simple thing that I always say. Did you get the W or did you get the L? At the end of the day, for me, I leave all that breaking down and technical shit to everybody that want to get involved in that. Like I said, this is Ringside Rave. It's a party, man. I don't care. I'm turned. Anthony Joshua stopped this fool. Like I thought he was gonna stop him. Povetkin, Povetkin did have more in the tank than everybody gave him credit for, which Ringside Rave kept saying that Alexander Povetkin is not just a bum. He's not just a bum. You can't just say he's a bum because he lost to Klitschko. That sounds silly, and that makes you sound weird, like you don't know what you're talking about. Alexander Povetkin has never been a bum, will never be a bum. He's a gold medalist. At the end of the day, he has power. He has boxing ability. It was a good fight. Like I said before, there's no difference to me between Alexander Povetkin and Luis Ortiz. There's no difference except for Povetkin has the better resume. So for me, it was a good fight for Joshua. He went in there. Going into the fight, he said out of his mouth that he was going to go forward. He was going to attack. He was going to go for the knockout. He was going to get Alexander Povetkin out of there within 8 rounds. He got him out of there in the 7th. That means he fulfilled exactly what he said. It doesn't matter what it takes to get to that destination, as long as I fulfilled the destination. And I say that as a Wilder fan because everybody knows. So I can't say anything different. If you say you're gonna knock this man out in the 8th round and you stop him in the 7th, I ain't got nothing bad to say about it.
Got you. And Appreciate that feedback, man.
Just
Red,
stay in touch.
first time on here, Rez. What's your thoughts, my man?
Before the fight, I thought that Povetkin might be a dangerous opponent for Joshua. He has still good power and good skills, but he also slowed down lately. And he's in his last fight. He got caught by David Price. Of course, Price is still a big power, but still it wasn't a good sign for Povetkin, I think. But nevertheless, I thought he might be dangerous for AJ. But I didn't expect him to be so quick and so good. He surprised me with actually Povetkin was leading on my scorecard before the stoppage, and I think I'm not alone with this. So he was up there 4-2. He got off quicker usually in the exchanges. He was better in the pocket, in the inside, and AJ. I agree with Smoke there. AJ didn't really look comfortable in those first 6 rounds, and even those 2 rounds I gave to Joshua were pretty close rounds. They weren't dominant rounds for Joshua.
Right.
The more convincing rounds were Povetkin's, and that's why I also said this was a very very much a Vider performance from Joshua, because from he was behind on the scorecards, and from there he just pulled out a great straight right hand, and that changed the whole fight. And I think we should also praise Joshua's killer instinct here. He should have that as a heavyweight champion, but it was still good to see how
he jumped on
how he knows how he knows how to finish his man once he got him hurt. So,
I agree. I think that if he never had that close call in the Klitschko fight, he wouldn't have that killer instinct that he has now.
Yes, exactly.
And that's something that's a huge intangible. You can't rack it up and I'm doing my fighter breakdown or whatever.
But I was also thinking that maybe before the stoppage, I also felt that in the Parker fight and this fight too, that maybe Joshua wasn't. I don't know the reason exactly why, but maybe he wasn't that confident as he was before. For example, on the Klitschko fight, even with being knocked down against Klitschko, he seemed more confident. I don't know how to say. In this fight. He was most of the rounds he was backed up by Povetkin, by the smaller man.
Let me ask everybody. Hold on. Let me ask everybody. Well, how would you grade both of the fighters? How would you grade both of their performances?
Let me see. Since Femi is the Nigerian god, I would give him an A on my scale. Povetkin, because I never thought he was a bum, but he did take roids twice and he failed a drug test. But he brought it to him, and the motherfucker was landing leaping left uppercuts and left hooks like he was fucking Roy Jones, man.
Yes.
Actually was fucking with me for a minute. I was like, why? And he was landing them. And I said, why is he landing these shots on Femi? So
why do you think he was though? But Pat, why do you think he was landing them though?
Because he had to do something to try to get inside, because his reach was not, his reach is not Femi's reach. So
right,
he had to try something unorthodox to see what the young boy had, and like I said, he was landed, but he got tired and Femi adjusted. But I give Povetkin a B+ for his effort, man, because like I said, because it was a tight fight. It wasn't like he was getting, it wasn't like he was getting washed until he actually got washed. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
So like I said, it was a quality effort. So big ups to both men on their effort.
Gotcha. What about you, Newzz? Oh yeah. Oh, go ahead, Smoke. I was I'll throw the Newzz after you, so you go. Then Newzz give us his.
I'm gonna say B- for Joshua and B+ for Povetkin. Because, like I said, Povetkin was winning on my card, and Joshua wasn't doing that well. And then he threw a couple right hands and everything changed.
And like, was it more of your expectations of what Joshua would do going into the fight?
For
Not
sure.
how it played. Was it more expectation or how it played out that why you would give him a B minus?
It was more expectations because if you look at the tail of the tape, you see Anthony Joshua at whatever age, you see Povetkin at 39, and you see Povetkin's recent competition, and you see Joshua's recent competition. You see the reach advantages, blah, 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 blah. You see that Povetkin's been washed by a dude that has a similar geometry to the only dude he lost to before. I could go on for 3.5 more minutes, but you know what I mean.
Basically, if we fought it on paper, it should have been a wash. Basically,
yeah. I mean, you're expecting like a 4-round knockout by Joshua, and shout out to my man Coughlin back there because that's what Povetkin had Joshua doing. He had that sneaky like overhand right that he disguised as like a hook, but then elevated it at the end. I mean, I don't know, to all my boxing scientists out there, that's like a really hard punch to diagnose. But yeah, B+ for Povetkin, even though he got pushed. B- for Joshua, even though he did the bushing.
What about you, Newzz?
I'm gonna go with the B for Povetkin because he didn't get the W. I'm not gonna go with the C because he didn't look average. He looked good, and that's a B. So I'm definitely gonna give him a B. Anthony Joshua, his performance now, like I said at the beginning of the episode, I said when I first said it, I said as long as you get the W or the L, it don't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Now we're talking the performance part, so now we're getting into that. So I would say that the fact that so.
When Newzz say all right, when Newzz do that all right, I already know. Just go ahead and let him go. I already know what's coming.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about it and it's going through my head now. So I'm imagining Anthony Joshua. Like I said, this has nothing to do with any other fighter in the world. We're talking Anthony Joshua, Povetkin. Anthony Joshua, gold medal Olympic champion, gold medal Olympic, undefeated, supposed to be the most dominant, the best heavyweight in the world. Deontay Wilder's a bum in comparison. Tyson Fury's a bum in comparison. Povetkin's a bum in comparison. Everybody at heavyweight is a bum in comparison to Anthony Joshua. That's what we hear. That's the hype. That's the way that he's delivered. That's what his fans believe because his fans say that. So with that being said, I'm looking at the fight and I'm expecting to see the most dominant heavyweight champion in the world. He didn't look that way against Povetkin. Povetkin again exposed flaws in Anthony Joshua's game, like Smoke just said. It just really, the main thing for me for the fight, I give him a I don't want to give him a C because, like I said, I knew he was coming forward. He was going to press for the knockout, so I'm expecting him to get hit. He did say he did go through sparring, getting hit by his coaches, just so he can see how it feels to get hit and he can take it. So that may have worked out in his favor here. But I'm gonna say that I'm gonna give him a B for the performance because even though he was losing, he got the stoppage. I'm gonna give him a B, but I expected to see an A+ performance. That's the thing. So even though he gets a B, I'm still disappointed in the performance because I'm expecting to see him live up to the hype that's been given to him since beating Klitschko. Not prior to beating Klitschko. Since beating Klitschko, Anthony Joshua really hasn't shown the performances that people have been they're putting on him. And if he loses, they're going to have to eat those same words, just like we seen last week. With 3 left.
Hold on. And hold on. Before I get to Reyes, I do have a question for you, Newzz, because you've been a Starch Wilder fan. You'll let anybody know.
Bomb Squad.
Now you've gotten, AJ's, I guess his best wins are against somebody that's 41 and 39.
Oh. Yeah, I mean he did stop him both.
When I say that, I know he stopped him though, but when you hear that, is that something that do we take context into that, or is that something that you can be like, come on, y'all, we got to be legit. We got to look at shot.
Yeah, no, man. I judge. I mean, it's cool to say when people start talking resumes. So when I know they're a person who lives and dies by resumes, it's fun to throw that back in their face. Like, okay,
Right.
since you love resumes so much, let's talk this. Let's break. And then they just start talking. Well, resumes don't matter. That I like
Right.
that. But myself personally, I don't take too much from the age because they're heavyweights. And because of their heavyweights, even though they're 41, it's not like I said, he's not fighting like D level heavyweights. And having tough fights. It's Alexander Povetkin. Alexander Povetkin, to me, regardless of his rating, at the end of the day, I have him on the same level of Luis Ortiz, right underneath Joshua, Wilder, and Fury. So he's at very worst the number 5th heavyweight in the world right now to me. So yeah.
And what about you, Rez, man? How would you grade both of the fighters? I guess
I'm struggling. I'm struggling a little with this grading system, like these A's and B's and that. But I'm trying. It's not like this here. But anyway.
5 being the greatest, 1 being the worst.
I would give Povetkin like a B plus or maybe A minus. He got knocked out, but if I compare to the expectations and I compare to himself, like Povetkin, like what's the best form Povetkin could have shown? Like I'm not sure that he could have done any better at this
right.
Like at this stage in his career. I'm not sure if he could have done any better. Like maybe a little, but not by a lot.
Right.
I think he did almost anything he could. Maybe you can say like he could have been like this defensively more responsible, and then maybe he wouldn't have knocked out. But that way, maybe he wouldn't have led my cards either. So maybe that way he would have just lost a decision, by decision,
Right.
So that's why I say like it's a B plus or A minus, and I think even though he got knocked out, it was impressive. And Joshua, as for Joshua, it's like as I said before, like I think he wasn't as convincing as like against Klitschko, for example. So he could have done better. I give Joshua like still a B minus because I still liked how he had this killer instinct and how he how he realized that chance, how he took the chance when he saw that opening. So I still regard it highly. I don't give him like a C, but like a B minus. Yeah.
Gotcha. And here we go, man. I know we want to get to what we think should be, or where does AJ go from here? But before we get there, Rez, since you just finished off, let's go in the snake order, man. Just give us your thoughts on actually what you think Povetkin should do. Where does he go from here? Like maybe his next fight and stuff like that.
What I think about Povetkin's next fight?
Right.
Maybe,
where does he go from here, in your opinion? Where does he go, and where should he go from here?
I'm not sure. I mean, he still looked. I'm not sure how this KO, like this was a pretty like a brutal beating. I'm not sure how it affects him, but let's assume that it won't affect him like big time, and he can continue his career. And today he looked pretty sharp to me, as I said before. So. I think maybe it's realistic that he could challenge some. He could put his name back in the mix soon enough with a fight like against someone like either Ortiz or White, or maybe even the loser of Wilder versus Fury, assuming the winner gonna fight AJ. Those are all fights I would love to watch. Like absolutely.
Right. Do you think he still got some? You think he got like stuff left in the tank?
I mean, if this KO didn't affect him that much, we have to see that. We will have to see that. But if it didn't affect him that badly, then the Povetkin who showed up today. Yes, he absolutely like he has something to offer to the likes
Yeah,
of Ortiz, White, or even like the Widers and Furies. Yeah. Or
right.
The loser of that fight. I say the loser of that fight because I want the winner of the fight versus Joshua. Yeah, that's why I say the loser.
Yeah, exactly. I got you. Yeah, definitely. If that would be a good fight, or him fighting the loser of that fight. And and Newzz, what about you, man? What do you think Povetkin goes from here?
Well, hopefully he goes right into Dylan White's face, or Dominic, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to see Dylan White versus Anthony Joshua. I'm not trying to see anybody versus Anthony Joshua except Deontay Wilder. So
or Fury if he beats Wilder.
Yeah. Hopefully Povetkin goes on a spree of saying, you know what? Okay, so I lost to Klitschko. I lost to Joshua. May not get the Wilder fight because I had the Wilder fight and I blew that by using the PEDs. And you know what I mean? And then the Fury fight. So Fury. So I hope Povetkin goes on a Luis Ortiz, Dylan White, Dominic Brazil, Jarrell Miller, all those second class heavyweights. No disrespect, but it's like a little gap between Wilder, Joshua, you know, and then the rest. I hope Povetkin goes and takes all of them out. Because at the end of the day, that's the problem with the heavyweight division. In that sense, to me, there's no cleanup man. So you have Joshua and Wilder beating everybody they have, but like we say about like Pat always says about welterweight, what about the rest of the heavyweights? They're not fighting each other. Wilder and Joshua is the one that's fighting everybody else. You don't see Luis Ortiz versus Povetkin. You don't see Jarrell Miller versus Dominic Brazil. You don't see Dylan White versus
Miller.
Right, Jarrell Miller. Those are fights that I want to see. I want to see Povetkin in that. I want to see Povetkin in that mix. I think, honestly, right now, after seeing Povetkin, the only thing that's stopping Povetkin is the fact that he can't get his PEDs and his age. That's it. That's the only thing that's going to be able to stop him. I don't think he needs PEDs to beat the rest of the heavyweights. I would love to see Povetkin in his very next fight versus Luis Ortiz. That's the fight.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's the fight I want to see next. Winner of that fight can come back for a second chance with Joshua or Wilder, depending on who it. But I don't want to see them automatically get in the rematch unless it's Luis Ortiz versus Anthony Joshua, Alexander Povetkin versus Deontay Wilder, then the winners clash. But that would have to happen with Luis Ortiz versus Joshua in April. Because I'm not trying to see Dylan White in that position. There's no disrespect to him, but I already seen you lose in 7 to Anthony Joshua. So I'd like to see somebody like a, you know what I mean? I like to see him versus like somebody else to beat to get back to that top level. You don't lose. I don't remember playing I don't remember playing video games unless you got a save code like this real life. You don't lose against the boss and then you just go and just start the level right back over. Exactly. You gotta go back, pick up a couple more achievements, level up your rank a little bit. You know what I mean? Earn it. Right. So I like to see Povetkin versus a Povetkin versus Dylan White. Beat him. You know what I mean? And then I could say, okay, Dylan White is that dude. Or Povetkin is that, because right now Povetkin and Luis Ortiz to me are almost like elite gatekeepers at heavyweight, pretty much, because they can't beat Wilder or Joshua, but I don't believe they lose to anybody else that's not named Wilder or Joshua or maybe Fury. So it's like they're right there. So that's my thing with Povetkin. I like to see him go ahead and just take on all the rest of the heavyweights and then run through them.
Gotcha, man. What about you, Smoke? Snake. Smoke, you there?
Man, we don't know it. Smoke got too faded, y'all, on the fade out.
Yeah. He'll jump back in and hey Pat, well, give us both of them. What you think Povetkin should do next, and we'll transition right on to what should Joshua do next.
Oh, word! I get to be the transition guy. That's what it is. Shit. All right. So where's Povetkin go? Povetkin go from there? Oh, damn. Oh, I'm slurring my speech a little bit. Hold on. All right. So yeah, where's Povetkin go from there? Yeah, Povetkin. First of all, I don't want this WBA to give him a mandatory position because every single time this motherfucker, I can say he only lost once, but every single time he fails a drug test or he loses, he wins one fight, and the WBA has him as number 1 again. I don't fucking understand it. Like,
talk to me. Explain it.
This was an emphatic knockout, and Smoke, I'm using the word correctly. By the way. Emphatic. So what I want Povetkin to do is I want him to go to the drum. First of all, I want him to leave fucking Russia. I want him to come to America, and I want him to actually try to get in the mix a little bit. I mean, shit, he should be the one that's be facing Adamek instead of Jarrell Miller. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, I mean, I should be seeing that on DAZN. So that's
from Brooklyn.
Yeah, exactly, from Brooklyn. So it's like that should be the type of fight I should see him in like 2 of those fights at least. But he's 39 years old, and he might want to take his PEDs and stuff like that because when you're 39, your testosterone levels go down, and I don't want to get to all this other scientific shit right now, but there's a reason why he probably does take it outside of the cheating. You know what I'm saying? So, we need Povetkin in those type of fights, and if he can actually, pull off a couple of good performances on the lower rank heavyweights, I wouldn't say the second level heavyweight, the jobber to the star heavyweights. Then fuck it, maybe he can earn another, a final shot at the heavyweight title. I just don't want the WBA to actually give him another fucking #1 mandatory spot, just for nothing, really.
Right.
Word.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, and Smoke, I was throwing it to you. I just wanted to get your opinion on what you think Povetkin going next. Yeah, you
retire. He caught at least 2 concussions tonight, and I'm all in favor of, no disrespect to any Russians, I don't know, but I'm all in favor of Russians getting concussions. That rhymes too. But Povetkin, retire before you forget what your kids look like. For real, you took vicious punches in that match. I'm a little bit lit right now, so it's hard for me to articulate. But we don't want to see you fighting any dudes that are not a layup for you because your brain will get bounced around. Fight Brazil if you need to fight for money.
Fight Brazil if you need to fight.
He's a sucker to the overhand right. I fight that dude that
he sleeves Brazil.
Fight the other Russian dude that was on the undercard that made David Price quit.
Kuzmin?
Yeah, Kuzmin. Yeah. But
what was up with that fight? Whatever.
Povetkin, retire for your kids. If you don't, you know what's gonna happen.
All right. Well, I mean, before we ask what should AJ do next, man, this fight was shown on. Hold on, this fight was streamed for us in the U.S. on a new streaming platform. Pat, give me the name again, because I always mispronounce the name. What's the name, Pat?
DAZN, son. DAZN.
DAZN. Okay. How was y'all experience with it for those who was able to get in and view it and navigate through it and all that? How would you guys, how you guys feel about it?
All right, let Pat Scorpio go first. I want to describe it.
All right.
Yeah. So Pat Scorpio.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let's pause for the viewers. I just want to let everybody know. Once you start referring to himself in third person, Henny Pat has entered the building. Everybody,
he is the building.
Henny Pat is in the building.
Henny Pat.
So Pat Scorp on Friday morning. He signed up. I whipped out my credit card, and then
Black card,
and they told me, I have a month trial. So I was like, fuck yeah. So I went to my living room, and then I signed on, and I was like, man, this shit is smooth. Like, it was easy to navigate. And then I let it rock when the weigh-in was going on. I was like, no lag in my connection. I was like, that's what's up. But then I paid good money for my connection,
I know, we know.
I'm an IT guy by profession, so internet connection, I don't spare any expense, So my shit was flawless. My shit was in 1080, like my man Newzz always says. You know what I'm saying? So I said
that.
Hey man, don't take credit for other people's sayings, man. That's not right. Newzz said that. So anyways, And then I tried it on the app, and the app was flawless too. I tried it on my wireless, and I did it on my phone network. That shit was beautiful. And then, so I watched it on the broadcast today. Shit was awesome. Like no lags, no nothing, man. It was wonderful. It was clear. You know,
watching the struggle fights, right?
Yeah, the undercard, you know, left something to be desired. But on paper, it was not struggle. But unfortunately, you know, on live, it was a different story. But shit happens. But I was faded, so I didn't care.
So I'm gonna tell y'all how my shit went. Everything up. So it was mad easy to sign up for, like super easy to cancel. Yeah, I'm sure. Like 5 minutes, no problem. Undercard, perfect quality, amazing quality. Who's that woman? I don't know her name, but I want to smash. If you tune in, chick that was announcing for DAZN, holla at your boy Smokes. What's good? So up until I casted it to the big screen, everything was all good. But when the main event started and like 400,000 more people jumped on, we got a little bit of a lag effect. In the second round, which is when I think Joshua got his nose broken, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, we had like a lag from the start at like 2:55, and then it jumped back in at like 1.
Okay,
like
I thought it was just me 17, too. Okay, I thought that was just me. That happened to me too.
Just happened to me. Scorpio, the Smoke Swag, Free Smoke, your boy Smoke. We pay heavy dollars for the internet connection over here.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Dollar bills, y'all. But so I would give the DAZN performance a B. They need to prepare for when a lot of people are going to watch their fights like today. Like they need to prepare their bandwidth for like 3 or 4 million people watching their fights.
So in the first episode though, because I think that, I mean, at the end of the day, if your first was this their first card, right?
Right.
There's no way that you can really prepare when your first card is an Anthony Joshua card. That's like having your first, you know what I mean, in the UK. Over here, you know, we're gonna tune in. That's like
what's
having
her name?
Huh?
What's her name? The chick.
But hold on. See, here he goes. See,
Motherfucker has a one-track mind right now.
See, don't he? He go left real hard, man.
I don't. Joe. He stays with pussy on his mind, but that's all right.
Sorry, Newzz.
No. I was just gonna say. I was just gonna say for a first episode of their event. I mean, if it, like you said, I didn't see it through the
all of it. Okay,
the zone, son, the zone. Say it.
The zone. What?
Here we go.
DAZN.
It's DAZN.
It's something I'd never have really. I can't see myself actually having because of the, I need to see my fights on TV. So
you can't see it on TV.
I'm not a person who streams and then puts mine on TV, Pat. I want mine from I want actual connection with mine. I don't want mine dropping in the middle of the fight. Yeah, I don't like that.
I have a Roku, so that's how I watched it, man.
I mean, hey, look, man. It is what it is. But I don't like it. But I guess for the streamers, you know what I mean? For streamers, because ESPN Plus would be in that type of caliber. You know what I mean? Having an Anthony Joshua fight, that may have messed with the lag a little bit because it's Anthony Joshua. Definitely. So hopefully for the next fight, because I believe the next fight is what? Is that Saunders Andrade or is that in Chicago?
Yeah. That's the same.
No, right. It's you know
that we care about.
Better be of Johnson and
October 6th to the 13th.
Yeah,
October 6th.
Jesse Vargas, something Dalarm. Jesse Vargas versus Dalarm.
That's correct.
Okay, but no disrespect. But you know, people start off with no disrespect. It's kind of disrespect. But I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm trying to be honest. But that stream gonna be clear when y'all see that Jesse Vargas fight. It's gonna be super clear. So if you ain't had the zone yet, it's gonna be clear versus the Jesse Vargas because you're gonna see it's a huge difference with an Anthony Joshua fight versus Jesse Vargas. There's no disrespect to him.
Could you guys actually see how many people are online, or you can't see that?
when you're watching the stream.
Yeah.
Pat can, because he's a computer
Pat
scientist.
can do whatever
No,
he
I
wants to
can't
do.
see it because I don't work for them motherfuckers. That's why I can't see it.
Pat is
Yo,
All
like,
I know is my shit is immaculate. That's all I care about, man. My shit.
Rez, what'd you think?
He didn't watch on the
He
summer.
watched it at the
hold on.
club.
See, god damn it.
I
But
can't.
anyways, hold on. Since you threw it to Rez, what you think AJ should do next, man? How do you feel about what should AJ's next move be?
Well, I think I think everybody else think like in this case, like he should fight the winner of Wilder versus Fury.
Hold on. And since you said that, but
the winner of Wilder versus Fury, that's it. But as I heard, but there might be one problem with that. There might be one problem with that is that I heard that there's a rematch clause.
Yep.
For Wilder versus Fury in case Fury beats Wilder. So while Wilder is the favorite, if Fury would pull out the upset, then we would likely see that the rematch of that fight next, and not Joshua versus the winner. And in that case, I guess I would be good with if no Wilder or Fury. In that case, I would be good with Joshua versus Ortiz or Joshua versus White. Yeah.
No.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
If
All
there's
right,
a
Rez,
rematch clause.
I got a follow-up question. We said what should he do, but what is your gut telling you what will happen next? AJ, let me ask. I'll put it like this: Anthony Joshua's next fight will be against blank. What is your gut telling you?
My gut, Dillian White.
That's all I need to hear.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, Bill. But I can imagine being wrong. I can imagine they deal with the wider team and they can put together an April card. It's not out of reality, I think. But I think the easiest fight to make for them now is the Joshua White fight, and it's also less dangerous than the wider fight. So probably the Hearn would put it ahead of the Wilder fight to make even more money, and so I guess that's why that's more likely that we will see Joshua White to the rematch.
Gotcha. So who was that? Was that Smoke?
That's me.
That was me. I'm just disappointed.
All right, Newzz. Hey, all right, Newzz.
Dylan White.
I'm gonna pose. Newzz. I'm gonna pose the same question to you. What do you think AJ should do next? And also, what is your gut telling you when I ask you the question? Next fight, Anthony Joshua versus blank.
I mean, I feel like Rez, but I also feel like it's also kind of already been mandated when this guy fought his last fight and won the championship to be a mandatory challenger. You know what I mean? For me, it's like, why do we got to keep going through this again? Like, the one thing about boxing that I dislike, and I love boxing, the one thing I dislike is, why do you only drop a fighter who loses to a champion maybe one spot? Make them go down and start over and come back up the chain, because that would you know what I mean? Like, don't drop him. Well, he lost to him, so he's just the third heavyweight, and then he beats the number 38. He beats the number 19 heavyweight in the world, because now he lost to the champion on points and he has to bounce back. So now he needs a bum. He beats that bum, and now he's right back in the championship fight to lose again. Like, man, come on, man. I'm tired of this. It's nothing against Dylan White. He looks decent. I like to see him against better competition. He did beat
Parker.
Parker in his last fight. So that looked good, and that let me know that at least Dylan White, he's not a hype job. Now, that's the one problem I always had with UK heavyweights and fighters in general, is that because the UK fans are so great that the UK fans are so great of a fan base that they hype fighters that aren't even worth, you know what I mean, like that. And so you get a lot of hype fighters from the UK because their fan base is so strong. You know what I mean? So I think
it's not anymore, because now their talent pool is deeper than before. So now it's
right. I mean, I know that's what I'm saying. For now it's real. But I was thinking Dylan White may have been one of those, or we're gonna be hyped up like David Price used to be hyped up.
Oh God!
Like, you know what I mean? Like Like Ollie Harrison used to be hyped up. Like Dylan White came out. We were hearing about, like, we're over in America, people. I mean, at the end of the day, we hear about Anthony Joshua after you. We heard about Anthony Joshua, so okay, we thinking, okay, so who is this dude? This big muscular dude?
I see.
This, you know what I mean? And then they saw Dylan White. Who is Dylan White? We were just finding out about Chisora. Now you come out of nowhere with Dylan White, and it's like, so
he glassed me, bro.
Right, and he beat him, and then he beat the next opponent. So he's proved himself as a legit heavyweight. So I do like that about Dylan White. It's just that I don't want to see him versus Anthony Joshua in their very next fight. When I seen Joshua already beat him in 7 rounds, and if we're gonna be truth be told, Anthony Joshua has only gotten better since losing to Dylan White. He's not worse.
Well,
he's not worse.
He's in the amateurs, right?
He's not even Anthony Joshua. And this is how I can tell you he's gotten better, because an older Anthony Joshua would have ran from Alexander. I'm sorry, a younger Anthony Joshua would have tried to run away and get away from Povetkin, and not still. It wouldn't have been the same. This Anthony Joshua came with all intentions to knock out Povetkin. You know what I mean? It's a different mindset once you come in there and that way. So I don't really see an improved Anthony Joshua losing to Dylan White when I seen in a kind of a greener Anthony Joshua beat him in 7. So, and I don't think he has one punch knockout power to knock out Anthony Joshua either. That's another thing I want to say. Anthony Joshua is proving it. He's proven he has a pretty decent chin, though. I mean, we can't hold on to the Vladimir Klitschko knocked him down when Vladimir Klitschko has great power, and that's it. That's the only person to really knock him down. You know what I mean? They're heavyweights. He took that punch. He took many punches from Povetkin and ate him. And still stopped him. So his chin might be better than advertised, just like Wilder.
Hold on, Smoke. Let me ask you, Pat been holding it in, and that's the one I want to hear. I don't want to get to him before the Henny get in. So Pat,
the Henny there,
go.
Oh, so you want me to say what?
Yeah. Like, actually, what should AJ do, and who when we say Anthony Joshua next opponent will it be against? What does your gut tell you who that opponent will be? What should he do, and what your gut telling you who he will fight next?
Well, what should he do? Obviously, I think it should be facing the winner of Wilder and Fury. My gut, I can't say gut because there's a lot of other factors in the equation, such as, if Fury does actually beat Wilder, there's a rematch clause. In that case, that changes the trajectory.
No homo.
That is.
Yeah, or Dylan White, he's a mandatory for one of the belts. So it's just like there's too many things going on. But to me, what I want is the winner of Wilder and Fury. If it's Femi versus Wilder or Femi versus Fury, then that's what needs to happen now to get some clarification, to get a 4-belt unification, just like Cruiserweight, just like 140 did with T-Craw. That's what I want. But what my gut tells me is to be determined. I honestly don't have a feeling because it's just too many X factors going on right now.
So Henny Pat turned into E and J Pat.
I gave you the real, man. Do I have to wild out on that response?
You got to.
I gave you a straightforward response. Either way, Femi goes to the top. That's when the smoke clears. That's what happens. Femi, undisputed and lineal, and have all 4 belts, and have all these bitches on them, just like usual. That's what's gonna happen.
No homo. Pause. When the smoke clears, here's what we need to see happen.
When the free smoke clears.
I apologize, Mel.
Now go ahead, bro.
I sometimes need to get into.
Ain't no apology. Go ahead, my boy. I was passing.
Anthony Joshua does not fight Ortiz, Wilder, or whoever the next fucking best is. It ain't Dylan White. His resume is coming up with a question mark. Like, his bloodline is question mark. How are you gonna duck out of a fight with Deontay Wilder under the auspiciousness of, okay, we're just gonna build it for the future, and then So, like, when's the ending time for that? Like, you know what? Povetkin, great, good fight. It tested something about you, and you showed something new. But it was really just a delay because you don't want to fight Wilder because you're not ready. And that's cool if you want to get ready, but tell us, like, don't joke us around and be like, oh, I'm trying to be the #1 heavyweight. I hold all these belts, like I'm the #1 heavyweight in the world. When you're not, you're still learning on the job. And I feel like if it's not Wilder or Ortiz next, it's just another something where we're gonna be like, all right, well, hit me up when it's 100.
When the
And
free
we don't
smoke
know.
clears.
I don't
Yeah.
think that it's so simple. I don't know. Like, I don't think that it's so
Well,
simple that he
it's
doesn't
not-
feel ready. Like I think it's like it's a big fight. Like it's a lot of things going around there. Like a lot of
But the thing is,
negotiations. Like maybe it's his promoter's fault. I don't know. Like it's not necessarily like AJ not being ready.
Joshua
Well,
versus
I'm-
Pulev.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it to shit on Joshua like I may have I don't know, a few months ago, but like his team needs to get correct because they need to know that outside of the United Kingdom they're looking a little bit funny. And that's all.
Go ahead, Newzz.
You know what? First thing I'm gonna say is, who's that just stepped in the building? Who just came in the back?
Somebody did pull up.
Yeah, who just stepped in the building from the side doors? Probably P.
It's me.
I knew it,
Damn
P.
Yeah,
What's up, P?
What up? What up? What up? What up?
What up, y'all? We got P with us. Hey, P, talk to the people, man.
Just
Tell
go.
them who this is.
Hey, give us about your fight. Hey, let us know how you feel about the fight if you were able to see it, and also what you think.
I was able to see it. First things first. I have to give my apologies to Alexander Povetkin.
Wait. First things first. Let the people know who you are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my bad. This your boy P, repping Bodega Boxing, Ringside Rave. And so I got to give my apologies to Alexander Povetkin because I kind of, on the last podcast we did, I kind of low-key shitted on him.
Kind of.
And he showed that he was more than capable of hanging with Joshua, that he wasn't going to just get steamrolled by him. And he was giving it to him in the first couple rounds.
Right.
Like, pause. But he was putting up a fight. He busted up Femi and he was evenly matched the whole fight up until the knockout. So, you know what I'm saying? Femi did what he had to do, got him up out of there, but Povetkin definitely made it challenging for him. He wasn't just gonna walk through Povetkin. So I was wrong.
You wasn't here for the first half of the cast. I was asking everybody else, I was asking them how they graded both of the fighters, and also where do both fighters go next, and also what is your gut telling you who AJ will fight next? Not what he should, but what is your gut telling you who he will fight next? But yeah, first give us a grades for both of the fighters.
Off of first glance, just seeing them, I would have to both give them probably have to give Povetkin a B+. Mm-hmm. And Joshua a B. Really, B+. Like both of them are around the same. Really, I don't know. It's hard. I don't really like to do the whole grading thing, but both of them both did their thing. I think people are just more shocked about they didn't expect Povetkin to really do what he did. So, but Joshua was right there with him. Like he did his thing too. Both of them. I would give them on the same level of B+.
Do you think it was more so your expectations of both of them going into the fight, or how it actually played out?
I think it's a combination of both. Mm-hmm. I'm like I said, I was from jump said that I wasn't really excited for this fight. I was never that high on Povetkin. I didn't think that Joshua would have a problem with him, but he actually did have a bit of a problem with him. So It's a combination of both their performances and the expectations going into the fight. Both of them are put into the equation.
Gotcha. And also, thanks for answering that, bro. What do you think? Povetkin goes from here, man.
Well, Povetkin, that's a good question. I still think he's still game, so he should still get, get his chance at the top fighters, get a title shot. I don't know off the top of my head, but he's still in contention. He's still a contender. So he should still get, some good fights. And as for Joshua,
because I was asking with Joshua, I was asking everybody else, where do you think he should move, going forward? But also answer this: when we say Anthony Joshua, next opponent will be blank, what is your gut telling you who that fighter will be?
Honestly, I honestly think that I honestly kind of think it will be Wilder, but that might just me being thinking so. But I could definitely see it be, and it just made it. I don't know. I can't really say, oh well, it's going to happen, but we obviously know it should happen, and I can't see any reason why they would fight anybody else. Who is there left to fight?
Exactly.
Part two.
Exactly.
There's no excuses. No, there's no excuses. Who else at this point can you justify fighting over Wilder? Like, there's nobody left. There's literally nobody left.
Pat, we at your boy neck, Pat. We at your man's neck.
I just want to know why P sniffing so damn loud. What are you faded on, son?
No, I'm not fading on nothing. I'm good. I'm actually about to have some Heineken right now.
He sound clearer than he has ever.
Because I'm off.
I'm saying the man is sniffing pretty loud. So when I hear a man sniff real loud like that, a couple of things come to mind.
No, whoa.
This is a fade out, son. So I just wanted to ask that question.
He's been.
I'm home. That's why I'm home. I'm not at work.
He been Henny Pat tonight, so you gotta excuse him. He been on.
Oh yeah, he's on the Henny.
Oh, it's Henny Pat.
Yeah,
just put him outside with the blunt
real soon.
And some
Newzz, man.
food.
Newzz. What's on your mind about everything, man? Just give us some general thoughts, man.
Oh no, man! Just the fight in general. With the fight itself, I was gonna say earlier that what I'm on the wagon that Joshua and Wilder should have fought 2 years ago already.
Yep.
So for me, it's already
2 years ago.
2016. Yeah, they should have fought 2016. Wilder won that belt from Stavern in 2016.
2015.
So he had it for a year, right? Because then he beat Ariel.
Yeah,
right?
but Joshua didn't have that time, I think.
Yeah, he beat Klitschko like 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was just 1.5 years.
He beat him last year. Last year.
No, he beat him last year. He beat him last year, 2017.
Last March.
Yeah.
Last March. Right.
Last March. Okay. Well, either way it go, for me, it's not about the championship belt on the line. I want to see them two fight with or without the belt. Now, it's coming down to the point where I didn't want it to be, but they're doing it anyway, which is basically Anthony and Joshua and Deontay Wilder are cleaning out the entire division. After Wilder beats Tyson Fury, who else is there left to fight? Because Wilder would have already beat Ortiz and Fury. Joshua would have already had beat Klitschko, and we already had beaten Povetkin, right? And so he got them out of there. Who else would we even consider there? I mean, we'd have to tell their opponents to mix and match to fight. I don't want to see their opponents mix and match and see how they look against similar opponents. Just put them against each other. So that's what I really want to see. I really hope that happens. I mean, I'm not going to bite my tongue. I'm sorry. I'm not going to hold my breath on that. But I really want to see that happen. But if it don't, I mean, I don't mind seeing Anthony Joshua versus Luis Ortiz.
That'd be great.
I don't mind seeing that, and I definitely don't mind seeing Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Brazil, because that is the fight I still want to see. Everybody talking all these other fights, and I understand it, and I do want to see, of course, Joshua Wilder. That's my #1 fight to see at heavyweight.
Right.
But just off the strength of the story behind Dominic Breazeale and Deontay Wilder, that fight has to happen. I don't understand why that's even what we're waiting for. Because are we waiting for when Deontay Wilder, if he fights Fury in December and beats him? If Anthony Joshua fights Dylan White, then Deontay Wilder might as well fight Dominic Breazeale, because there would be nobody else for him to fight.
Because you do raise a good point, Smoke. Do you think there are some acceptable fights if they don't fight each other next? Like fights that you like, all right, I didn't fight each other, but I'm cool with this fight for both of y'all.
I mean, for Wilder, you got the Breazeale fight, in which they have actual like real life, like what's good if I see you, like we're gonna throw hands type shit. For Anthony Joshua, I'm trying to think, and I can't. Like, I'm trying to think of someone else. And the only other person is Fury. But after Wilder sends him through the ropes, Fury's name is going to be diminished. So it's really just like a matter of time. Like, he might find there might be like an upcoming dude that I don't know about, which I doubt that Joshua could. No, nah. Because here's the thing: Usyk fights Bello in November, and I think he's gonna beat Bello like 10-2.
Bellew, bro. Why is Bellew name wrong?
Huh?
It's Bellew. Why is everyone pronouncing that goddamn name wrong?
Man, just call him whatever he was.
They pronounce the names man right.
Okay,
I call him.
Call him what he was on Creed.
I call him Pretty Ricky.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
That's all I know. Right. That's Pretty Ricky Conlon right there.
Usyk is gonna whoop. Usyk is gonna whoop or box the shit out of him. But then, like, who else is there? I mean, the only answer is Joshua faces Ortiz, Wilder faces DAZN after he beats Fury. But if Joshua faces Ortiz, there's no guarantee that there's a Joshua Wilder fight after.
Smoke? I mean, Newzz? I'm not Newzz. Pat?
Rez, ask Rez. I want to hear what Rez got to say.
Yeah, you're right. Rez, what's up, man? And thanks for staying up and joining us.
Rez, what time is it? Rez, tell everybody what time it is where you're at. Rez ain't
2:18 a.m.
2:18 a.m.
Rez in
It is.
And what?
But what are you curious about? Like about what AJ should do next? I already
you already answered that, man. We just saying like what fight would be acceptable for you for both fighters if Wilder and AJ don't fight each other next? Like
okay, for Wilder, I think if Fury would beat him, then of course a Fury rematch. If it would be Fury but no AJ, then I would be okay with like Wilder versus White, for example, or even Wilder versus Povetkin. It would be Povetkin is still a valuable opponent based on today, and it would be like also good to like compare how he does compared to AJ against Povetkin. Okay, I know that styles make fights, but still it would be interesting to see. Also like similar for Wilder versus White, although White fought AJ years before. Also like Wilder versus Breazeale is I don't think that it's a great fight, but somewhat I agree with the Newzz that it has a good story and it would be a scrap. That's for sure.
The levels are extremely high for that fight.
High fucker levels.
So, and I would that might be like a strange shout, but I would also like to see it would be entertaining, like Wilder versus Joe Joyce. He's signed to Heyman also, and he will fight in America now. He's like he's a medalist, a British medalist in the Olympics, and he's a pretty old prospect, but he's fast tracked, and so far the news seems like he's like like a bruiser. Like he just goes ahead and throws a lot of punches, and it would
Throws
be
them
it would be an entertaining scrap while it lasts.
Right, because he
as
fights
for-
next. Because he'll fight next Sunday on the FS1 undercard with the Ortiz and John Molina Jr. fight. He'll be on the undercard of that one, so that's where you can catch George Joyce at. Everybody.
Yes. I think yeah, and I think if he beats who is he fighting? Yeah, Kiladze, the guy who
Kilats,
the guy who fought Kovnetsky just recently, and he lost to Kovnetsky. And for Joshua, I think if there's no wider fight, then assuming like you mean like if Wilder would beat Fury, I guess.
Right. And then assuming that.
Then if no Wilder, then for Joshua, I think Ortiz, White, or still Fury. Even if he loses to Wilder, okay, it depends on what fashion he loses to Wilder, like if he's competitive before or not, like it can depend on that. Like I'm not sure. Like that's an interesting fight, by the way, because like I'm not sure how close Fury can get to his prime form to the Wilder fight. Like I don't think that he can get to the form like he was against Klitschko, but it's interesting. Like it will be interesting to see like how close he can get to that.
Okay.
Gotcha, man. Listen, everybody. I mean, if nobody has any kind of final thoughts, general thoughts they want to throw out, I'm the host. I'm your man, Maul, Brews and Boxing. I normally close it out, but I throw it to Newzz because that's the head, man. That's the OG. That's the general.
Oh man, I ain't got nothing to say, man. Say it out, man. Everybody can get theirs off. Hey, as a matter of fact, we gonna end it like this, man, because I ain't got nothing to say. Like I said at the beginning, Ringside Rave, Twitter, IG, YouTube, Podomatic, iTunes, wherever you want us, man. We there. Y'all go around, let the people know where to find y'all too. And we wrap up the show. The Fade Hour has been a great episode. The Supreme OG got me feeling real comfortable right now, so I'm chilling. Y'all go ahead.
Word.
Hey, so I'm gonna let y'all know what's up. It's your boy Smoke at Free Smoke Boxing, always underneath the Ringside Rave umbrella. And y'all, my brothers, smoke weed every day, all that, so on and so forth.
Yeah, man, it's your boy Maul. If y'all doing nothing here in America, check my Jaguars out tomorrow as we give the Tennessee Titans that work. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do the damn thing. And that's all I got to say.
Yeah, man, it's Pat Scorp, the New England representative. You can find me on my brother's pages. I don't have to say where I am. You can just find me. You know what I'm saying? So
Carmen San Diego.
So but yeah, it was it's always a good time. Maybe I talk to my brothers about boxing and whatnot while I'm faded. Go Eagles tomorrow. We're about to beat the Colts, and we're about to rebound from that unexpected, unfortunate loss. And I'm about to go take myself to Johnny Rockets and get me some food, to get something in my system. Word.
Damn, Johnny Rockets be lit. But it's your boy P. Follow your boy on Instagram and Twitter, Bodega Boxing. Definitely, we got to keep up with the latest boxing talk as always.
Rez.
Hey, it's Rez, the European connection. I'm pretty tired now, so I'm gonna go. And it was great to talk with you about the Joshua fight, and I'm awaiting the next week's fight. It's like Groves versus the WBSS final between Groves and Smith.
And
also Devin Haney versus Burgos.
Yes, sir.
That's there's some good shit too, like next week. So yeah, definitely.
Yep,
tune in next week too.
And we'll definitely be bringing that to y'all, like us, because we do have this episode of the Fade Hour. We're gonna have another episode of the Fade Hour coming on this Monday morning. Like Red said, talking about the World Boxing Super Series. Definitely speaking on the Devin Haney fight. That man is it's hard to say. It's hard to say that man because he's still at this day.
Yeah,
You know what I mean. He's owning his own promotional company, signed to himself, main eventing Showtime as the A side. We definitely got to do the cast on that. That'll be out for y'all Monday morning. Y'all can hear that. Ringside Rave. Well, you can go ahead and wrap it up. Do your thing.
All right, man. Nah, man. I always like to have the head OG go ahead and wrap it up, man. I step aside out of respect, bro. You wrap it up.
All right, man. Well, hey, we out, y'all. Like I said, Ringside Rave all day, man. Y'all know what it is for me, man. Another great episode of the Fade Hour, and we out. See y'all later.
One.
One.
Yep.
One.